Oh, good morning. It is 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning. I actually get up pretty early these days, and I woke up with a bit of a headache this morning and felt a bit shit and maybe a bit fluey. I don't know. And then went into the kitchen and I was just like, oh, feeling a bit sorry for myself. And then I realised it was Saturday morning, and then sometimes I have this immediate flashback of what Saturday mornings used to be like for me. Friday evenings, I would always be out. Saturday evenings, I would always be out. Sundays, I'd always be out. And the hangovers, oh my Lord. So, uh, so a light just went on in my head. The comparison between me feeling a bit rough this morning because we might have caught a bug off the kids to the hell I'd wake up to with a hangover on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning or a Monday morning. And these hangovers in the latter days of my drinking used to go on for 72 hours. And I was just like, yeah, I know I drink a lot, but 72 hours, that's a bit excessive. And am I getting old? Is it my magnesium levels are low? Do I need electrolytes? So I'd treat myself with all of these sorts of things, the magnesium, the sugars, Coca-Cola, which I kind of literally got addicted to with the sugar, just to try and wake me up in the mornings. And then I go to bed the next night, I wake up and I still feel like shit. I still feel really digi and edgy and shifty. And this used to go on for days. And sometimes after a really heavy one, it would go into a fourth day. And some of you out there might be identifying with this. And after the first, I'd say it took a couple of years for me to realize this, that it isn't actually a hangover that's lasting so long. Yes, we do poison ourselves with alcohol and chemicals that make us feel like shit, but we sweat that out. I used to go to the gym twice to every day just to get this shit out of my body. I'd feel okay after the shower, but I'd get home and feel a bit paranoid and feel just not right. And it would take me days and days and days and days to actually get back to normal. And guess what I would do 2 days later? I'd go and do it all again. Yes, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So it took me a while, but I realized why I was getting this 72-hour syndrome. It wasn't a hangover for me personally. And this isn't doctor's advice. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying how it was for me. But the 72 hours was a combination of the first day being hungover because I'd been drinking 20 pints of God knows what else being put into my body. But it triggered anxiety. So those remaining couple of days were total anxiety and maybe even depression. I don't know. I've never been clinically diagnosed as depressed. I have suffered from anxiety after I stopped drinking. But then I realized that the way I felt when I'm anxious for an event or a business venture, it gives me that knot in the middle of my stomach, and it makes me feel very on edge. That's anxiety, and this is when I was going through those hangovers. It was 72 hours, but those last couple of days were just serious anxieties. It was almost an anxiety attack as such, and that's kind of what I pinpointed on that. My heavy drinking was a cause of these 72-hour hangovers, but were they really hangovers, or just the alcohol was a cause of serious anxiety, depression, or whatever else? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But then the even madder thing is that the only way to get rid of this ball of anxiety in my stomach, and I mean the only way, I tried everything, the Coca-Cola, the magnesium, the electrolytes, all the stuff I just previously mentioned. Every hangover cure you can imagine. But the only thing that would make me stop feeling the fear and anxious, nervous, was another drink. I'd have to pick up another drink of alcohol, and that would clear it like that in a second. So that's the power that alcohol has over me. And I was fortunate enough to be able to break that cycle for several weeks at a time, but I'd always slip back into this binge drinking, then having this huge, huge hangover. I always say when I'm in the rooms of AA, and I actually heard this from someone, the drinking's the easy bit, but I have not got physically another hangover left in me. It's just the brutal part of it. The drinking, that's the easy bit. I actually miss that part. I miss the party part. I'm going to be completely honest. Those were some of the best days of my life. But the hangovers, especially in the latter years of my drinking, when I crossed that invisible line into alcoholism, yeah, that's kind of what really, really started to wake me up. But then it kind of amplified again because I started to get serious blackouts. Now, I don't know if you've ever suffered from a blackout, but if you can imagine that you're sitting doing some work and you remember walking to the pub and that's it. And then you can't remember anything until you've woken up. So it could be a day, an evening, a morning, a couple of days that you have an absolute no memory. And to this day, I still have no recollection of anything that happened in those blackouts. So that's what scared the living shit out of me, because I just didn't know what I was doing. Then you'd be scared to pick up the phone, and that would amplify the hangover. It would amplify the anxiety. So, yeah, me waking up this morning just feeling a little bit sorry for myself with a bit of a blocked nose for health reasons and not chemical reasons, and a bit of a fuzzy head, it kind of made me think, and then everything was put into perspective and perspective a little bit. So I just want to let you know that if you're struggling, your takeaway from this is that these huge hangovers that you experience or have experienced, a lot of it is probably down to underlying reasons such as depression and anxiety. So it's just something to think about when you're in a position like that. And nowadays I use a lot of other techniques to quieten the noise, the voice in the brain, the fear, a lot of meditation, a lot of reading, a lot of walking, a lot of exercise, well, just don't drink for a start. But yeah, I just wanted to relay that information on a hangover may not quite be what it looks like. It could be a mixture of other things involved, and that is why if you're drinking heavily, you are getting such huge, long, heavy, dark hangovers. In my opinion, this is what I have felt and experienced. It may be different from you. It may be different for a lot of other people. Alcoholism is different for everyone. And recovery is different for everyone. So anyway, it's now 7:15 in the morning, and I'm going to get on my day with a fresh head and no fear. Thanks for tuning in again.